Build to rent essentially is you're building usually single family or townhome style homes as rental property. So you're building a whole subdivision, maybe it's 20, 30, 50, 150, 200 houses that are all geared to be rented out. So I think you're seeing more and more of this trend. I know you're seeing more of this trend. And it's interesting as we're looking at some of these deals to fund from the debt side and equity, I guess you would say. That kind of stuff is coming down the pike on the podcast. And also, I've been planning this for a while. I need to do a better job of implementing, and that's to do a series on with investor-friendly broker agents in multiple markets throughout the nation.
Welcome to the Investor Financing Podcast, where we interview real estate investors and lenders so you can learn all the secrets to getting your projects funded and scale your portfolio. And now, your host, Beau Eckstein.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Investor Financing Podcast, and I'm your host, Beau Eckstein. And today we're going to talk about what's required to get an SBA pre-approval or pre-funding term sheet. Right before there wasn't a build to rent class, and now this is becoming a huge trend. And I really think that it's going to be here to stay. And talking with some developers, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this space evolves. Build to rent essentially is you're building usually single family or townhome style homes as rental property. So you're building a whole subdivision, maybe it's 20, 30, 50, 150, 200 houses that are all geared to be rented out. And I think you're seeing a lot of people that necessarily don't want to own real estate, but they don't want to live in an apartment either. And so what's the alternative? Well, what if you could have the best of all?
You're listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. We'll be right back after this break.
Are you in the market for a commercial loan? Did you find the perfect opportunity but need funding? Have a special situation? At Find the Bank, you will get quotes with competitive rates and terms from multiple lenders without any hassles. Have a multifamily property, construction project, owner-user property, industrial, mixed use, hotel? At Find the Bank, you can get nearly any kind of commercial financing. The process is simple. Once you send us some information about you and your property, we send back a quote sheet. Then we quickly connect you with an advisor. You won't spend hours calling multiple banks trying to find the right person to talk to. We'll connect you fast to the right person, hassle-free. Better terms than you could get on your own. Go to findthebank.com and complete the form. An advisor will be connected with you within minutes to discuss your specific financing needs.
No maintenance, brand new housing stock, and in good areas, close to freeways, close to working facilities. Right, that's ideal. Right, no maintenance, all new, and you don't have to worry about anything of the ownership, mortgage, taxes, insurance, all that stuff. It's all inclusive. So I think you're seeing more and more of this trend. I know you're seeing more of this trend. And it's interesting as we're looking at some of these deals to fund from the debt side and equity, I guess you would say. There's not as much financing out there because it's not looked at as like a multifamily asset typically, right? It's not one building, one structure. It's a scattered site. So we're working on financing these type of deals and being able to finance them with PACE equity, meaning we could do senior debt and bring in more, essentially equity, being able to fund the green eligible items and get higher leverage in the capital stack, right? By combining PACE financing with senior debt. So I think you're going to see more and more of this. There's some caveats though, because right now, if the lots are individually parceled, it might not be okay if it's zoned residential, not commercial. So there's some tips and tricks. We're actually diving deep because there's not much case studies on these type of transactions with PACE financing. So we're working on a few of these projects right now and kind of carving the way to finance these assets. And it's very interesting, and just talking to like some developers that are active in this space, learning from them. And then, in return, I'll put together, the best in class financing for these type of products. So it's very interesting. As always, thanks for watching, listening to our podcast. I'm going to do a series on ADUs. I have a couple experts in the ADU space that I'm going to be interviewing and picking their brains about, mostly right now, California ADU space, because there's such a boom in California for ADUs. But I think you're going to be able to take all this information to any market you're in to research, what can be built between a ADU and a junior ADU and so forth. There's lots of that kind of stuff is coming down the pike on the podcast. And also, I've been planning this for a while. I need to do a better job of implementing, and that's to do a series on with investor-friendly broker agents in multiple markets throughout the nation. So I'm looking forward to putting that together as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. Appreciate you. And if you have a build-to-rent project or any project, don't hesitate to book a call with me below. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Investor Financing Podcast. For show notes and useful resources, please visit investorfinancingpodcast.com. For questions or comments, email info@investorfinancingpodcast.com. If you enjoy our show, please share it with your network. Until next time.